Have you ever put everything onto a vision board just to see that it seems to be stuck there forever? Like you put all these things on a vision board and then year after year after year it looks the same because you have the same things posted on there and it's not going anywhere. I know how it is. I've been there. I've done that. We all kind of experience that. And the reason why is there are some inherent problems with the way that we are told how to do our vision boards. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take a look at the vision boards and go over some of the traditional advice, take a look at how it may be causing problems with your vision actually being realized. But more importantly, as we get into the good, bad, and the ugly, we are also going to unveil the secret techniques that you can use today to set yourself up for success. So instead of sticking with the traditional advice, we're going to tell you what you should do instead to create yourself a viable vision board. So make sure that you tune in, buckle up, go ahead, grab yourself a coffee or some popcorn. This is probably going to be pretty short and sweet. We're going to get into it because right now is a point in time where I've been kind of assessing my goals, putting together my vision for the new year. And I know a lot of us have been doing the same thing with your New Year's resolutions. I do this quarterly, so it doesn't always have to be in the beginning of the year. It's each quarter I kind of set my goals for that quarter and take a look as to what I want to achieve. But part of that is that your goals have to be in line with your vision. So we're all told that you have to have a vision board. A lot of the gurus and the common wisdom is that if you do not have a vision for yourself, you don't have a plan, which means that you're failed, because if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail, right? And part of that is you have to have a vision. You have to know where you're going. And I wholeheartedly agree that you have to have a vision for your life that you can base your goals on. But the way that you're doing your vision boards and the way that we're telling it doesn't always equal success in that regard. So let's take a look at some of the problems, and for each problem we'll kind of dissect it and tell you what you should be doing instead. So for the first problem is that your vision boards, as it is in a traditional sense, they often tell you, go ahead and write down the things that you want. That's kind of a loaded topic. What do you want? That could be a lot of things, but oftentimes when you say that, we're immediately drawn to the materialistic things. And I see a lot of vision boards. I've done it myself. You put the things that you want. I want to buy this, fancy house. I want to go on this expensive vacation. I want this car, this boat, whatever it is that you've been dreaming about. You put it on your vision board. Say, these are the things that I'm striving for. You want to keep yourself motivated. So you want to ask yourself, what am I doing all this for? At the end of the day, the vision board is designed to keep everything right there in front of you so you can see it. So when you get discouraged and unmotivated, you kind of remind yourself what you're doing it for. The problem with focusing on material things is that you may not always achieve the financial success that you need to obtain those things. You could want a house, but if you never get to a financial situation where you're able to afford the house, that's going to be another thing that's stuck on that vision board year after year after year. And now a lot of us have great intentions that we do want to be financially successful. We want to be able to set ourselves up. But instead of focusing on material things like money and cars and jewelry and clothing and all the other type of things that the world tells us we need to have, what I would encourage you to do with your vision board is focus on the life that you want to have. Now, let me explain that a little bit more. Instead of focusing on, I want to buy this house, say, this is how I want my work life to be. My work life is going to be a balance between work and fun. I want to be able to focus on these particular areas. I want to feed my knowledge and my skill sets in this particular area. By focusing on things that we want to do, on how to live our life, we can then find those goals and the actionable items that we can do to actually achieve that. My dream is that I could focus more time on creating content. I can focus more time on music. I could focus more time on the visual arts or acting or whatever it is that you want to do, some creative things. Those are things that you can do regardless of what's going on at your job, regardless of how much money you make. You can take actionable items today to make sure that you're being fed in that regard. I can walk outside of my house and go to work, come back, not making any money. I can still do some things to feed my soul, to feed my talents, to feed my abilities. And in doing so, if I can see that I'm naturally making progress, each day I'm spending an hour doing content. Next month, I'm spending 2 hours a day doing content. You see how that's achievable, and it's going to help keep you motivated. So instead of focusing on material things and the things that you want to buy, focus on the things that you should be doing. Things that feed your knowledge, that feed your brain, that feed your altruistic spirit, things that feed your soul. And that's number one. The second problem we have with the traditional vision board is that it focuses on the future. So it's something that we never achieve. It's kind of this elusive dream that we're always chasing. This is what I want to be in the future. And you miss the moments that are here today. So what I would encourage you to do, instead of focusing on some things that are so futuristic and so hard to obtain, is that you focus on things that you can do today so that you can enjoy the moment. Say your vision board is you want a big house. And the reason why you want the big house is because you're expecting to grow your family and you want to have extra rooms for the children. Okay. So you need money to get the house, but you don't necessarily need money to grow your family, right? So why don't you just start growing your family? Take in the moment. Enjoy what you have today. Enjoy the things that are available to you today. You can go outside. You can start doing things that involve your talents. You can, entertain your curiosities. You can learn new things. You can go out. You could build things. You don't necessarily need to obtain all these material things in order to be able to do that. So the second problem with vision boards is that they're too futuristic. They can keep you lost and not enjoy the moment. The third problem with vision boards is that they're oftentimes private. Let's put it that way. I put together a vision for myself. These are the things I dream about. I feel attached to it. I feel personally attached to it. And I don't necessarily want everybody else to know that these are my dreams and my ambitions. There's a few of us that will share it with our loved ones or maybe our family, or if you're at work, maybe you will share it with your coach, a mentor, or maybe your manager or supervisor at work and saying these are some things that I want to achieve. But for the most part, we tend to guard our vision boards and keep it to ourselves. And then we'll put it somewhere where it's kind of inconspicuous for the most part. You may put it on your desk, so when you sit down at your desk, you see it when you start work, or maybe you'll put it in your bedroom, so when you wake up every morning, that's the first thing that you look at. We see people do these poster boards and these elaborate collages with all this type of stuff, right? The problem with that is that it's a brief moment that you're going to see it. You're going to see it once, maybe when you wake up. You may see it again when you go to bed. When you're at work, you're going to take a look at it maybe when you first sit down at your desk, but when you get involved in the day-to-day functions, you're not going to look at it. You lose sight of it, you forget about it, and then tomorrow comes and you look at it again and say, oh, I forgot about that. So what I would encourage you to do, instead of building these vision boards and putting them somewhere that's inconspicuous and kind of guarding it to yourself, put your vision board somewhere that's very visible and make sure that you're able to share it with others. A great practice for this, and my wife hit me to this, so I want to thank her for this, is that you can put together a digital vision board and put it on your phone as a screensaver or a wallpaper. So you build it, because we look at our phones all the time. How many times a day do you pick up your phone? If you have your vision board there on your phone, every time you pick it up, you'll be able to see it. You'll be reminded of the goals that you have, the vision that you have, and so you'll be able to interact with it. And two, share it with somebody. It's on your phone, so yeah, it's a little visible, but not everybody's going to see it. But find a way to share it with all of your loved ones. Make it a point that if you have a website or if you have a business, post your vision board somewhere for everybody to see it. I'm going to go ahead, as I'm going through my goal setting, I'm going to make sure that I post that on my website. I'm also going to have a Notion dashboard where every time I open up Notion and manage all of my personal affairs and my businesses, I'll make sure that I have access to my vision board and all my goals so I could track it on a daily basis. The last problem with a vision board is that it's so transactional, meaning that there's this, we put these goals that we want to achieve, and then once we achieve it, then we just cross it off. But how do you measure success, or the increment successes that are getting you closer to that? Let me explain to you. Say you want to, again, we'll use the house for example, because that's a common thing people put on the vision boards. I want to own a house. How do you judge how close you are to buying that house of your dreams? Yeah, if you save some money, sure, you can judge how much money you have in the bank, right? Are you taking necessary steps to save for that? But by the time you save up for that, is that the house that you really want? How often are you checking that? Is this something that you're focusing on a daily basis? As every day, are you counting the pennies? Every day, are you counting how much money you're putting into your bank account? Are you able to affect that every day? Is there money coming in your hands every day so that every day you can say, I'm taking $1 and putting away to achieve this goal? More than likely not. More than likely, your money kind of ebbs and flows, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever it is, right? Your money's going to kind of come and go throughout time. So it's hard to sit there and put a specific action to do every day. So what you need to do is to make your goals or your visions, make sure that they line up with your goals, and so that every day you can measure how much you are tracking to achieving that. So let me explain. Instead of putting down these things that you want to buy or these things that you want to achieve, maybe you want to put down a goal as to something that you're interested in learning about. If you're looking to learn something, then every day you could take a specific action that's going to help you learn that. Maybe today I read an article online. Maybe I registered for a course. Maybe I wrote something about it. Maybe I watched a video on it. Each day you could do something that's going to help get you closer to that goal. And so you're always feeling like you're accomplishing something, because if you're not accomplishing anything, if there's no way to measure how you're measuring up to your goal, you're going to get discouraged and eventually it's just going to fizzle out. So those are problems that we have with vision boards and some of the ideas that I would suggest that you do. Now, I'm personally sitting down myself and going over my visions for the next year, developing my goals, and I look at my goals on a quarterly basis. So I will have a video up on that here pretty soon. So if that's the process that you want to learn, if you want to go through my entire goal making process and how you can set yourself up for success, then make sure that you either follow or subscribe to this channel. And then, of course, if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and make sure you like it, share it with some other people so they can get some traction. And I really look forward to sharing with you. If you have some questions, hit me up in the comment section. I'm available to you. I love to talk about what your goals and your visions are. I am your boy Paul, and as always, I really enjoy sharing my journey with you. Hopefully, I'll be able to see you along your journey. So until next time, take care.